Good evening and welcome to Hot Shoe TV's presentation of the Pretend Racing Online Super Showdown Series live from the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. This is the Hot Shoe himself, Nicholas Chambrone. I will be covering all of today's action. We are here today at what is known as the world's greatest stadium. A stadium that has held 2 Summer Olympic Games, home to college football's USC Trojans, home to, at one time, professional football teams, the Los Angeles Rams, Los Angeles Raiders, and Los Angeles Chargers. A stadium that is host to 2 Super Bowls, a World Series, presidential appearances, including dignitaries like Martin Luther King, Pope John Paul II, the Dalai Lama, and Nelson Mandela. A stadium that has held some of the greatest rock bands in the world, like Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones, to the Grateful Dead. Yes, we are live from the famous arches of the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. Tonight's racing lineup will include a set of qualifying, heat races, and a 175-lap feature event that should be a Bammin' Slammin' Battle Royale. Before we get into tonight's action, I would like to take everybody for a ride. Please join us, ladies and gentlemen, as we go on board our racing vehicle for the Hot Shoe TV Hot Shoe How-To moment. The pit entry here, very sharp, exiting the pits. We pull out onto the track, down into the corner. You really got to brake hard here as we exit out onto the straightaway, long straightaways. And as we get caught off here, as the qualifying session appears to be ending, we need to check out our qualifying results. Sorry about the interruption there. Let me see if I can jump back in the car here. Looks like we're able to jump back in for a moment for our little test drive for Hot Shoe How-To. Entering the corner hard, braking, swing it all the way out to the wall as we head down to the front stretch towards the famous arches. Hard on the brakes once again, and you can run over these rumble strips down on the inside. Up against the wall, very close to the outside wall there. As again, down on the rumble strips in the 3 and 4. It's all about the brakes here, ladies and gentlemen. All about the brakes. You want to be able to outbrake your opponent. One thing you don't want to do, get caught way out here on the high side. Not a lot of traction out there, although we've seen in practice some guys can make it work, so it'll be interesting to see. But what you don't want to do is get shuffled way out here, you drive it in hard, and you get hit from the back and slide up into the outside wall. Should be an exciting night of action. And in fact, as we pull our Hot Shoe How-To vehicle off the speedway, I would like to introduce our special guest host, a driver who has won several races and wrecked in many more with Pretend Racing Online, Nicholas Cohan. Nick, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Hey, Nick, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. This is going to be a great race here at the LA Coliseum. What more could you ask for? Pretend Racing Online Showdown Series at the LA Coliseum. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this.
I have to agree with you on that. I'm taking a look at our qualifying results right now. It looks like Anthony DeBarro just jumped up with the fastest time over Thomas George by about a tenth. Does that surprise you?
Not one bit. Anthony DeBarro's the one to beat here in the Showdown Series in general. Big track, small track, road course, dirt track, you name it. He's going to be one to contend with, especially for qualifying. He's very good at the hot laps qualifying, and he's going to be tough to beat. And that'll obviously the invert will have to fight through the heat to get back up to start towards the front of the feature. But he's going to be tough to beat. But there's a lot of guys here that'll be they're licking their chops here at this LA Coliseum to use the bump a little bit and try and get up to the front.
10-4. Well, at this time, as qualifying is rounding out, I would like to ask everybody to please rise in your living rooms and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. All right, and it looks like we have our first group of cars out on the speedway. Looking at our lineup, we have the 31 car Sean Ryan, the 6 of Josh Cox, the 143 of Reed Rundle, the 27 of Anthony DeBarro, and the 99 of Ricky Hardin. As we watch from our turn 1 cam. Drivers off for the first turn. Still side by side. It's like Sean Ryan. Oh, a little bit of a bump there.
Crash.
Anthony DeBarro gathers it back up, keeps it rolling, and Ricky Hardin.
Another one. The 99 is all out of sorts out here. Oh, we got another one.
Boy, we thought this was going to be rough and tumble, and it is proving true thus far.
Oh! And Josh was not happy about the contact from DeBarro. He comes back and knocks him up the track and takes the spot back.
Boy, Cox really drove it in hard there. Let's see if he can gather it back up.
Reed Rundell driving it in hard on entry. He's trying to run down Bump Draft Shawnee up there in the lead. He's running some good lap times here. It's only a 10-lap race. Let's see if he can hold him off.
Yeah, I think, Nick, maybe you could expand on this a little bit more. We saw online today that Sean Ryan, Bump Draft Shawnee, was... Oh, and he basically messes up, bump the wall. There he comes Reed Rundell on the inside!
He chops him.
Oh, my goodness. As we were hyping him up.
Oh, my goodness. What a heat race here. Only 6 laps in, and we haven't had a chance to talk about anything. These guys are just beating and banging, and now here comes DeBarro. He's looking for some of it. And he just gives him the spot. Oh, and Josh gives him another tap.
I tell you what, that's one thing I noticed here. If you're on the outside, you can hold your own, especially if those guys get beaten and banging just like that.
This is some great racing here, and you can see Anthony can't get off the corner the way he wants to, and it just gives Josh a chance to get up to his bumper. Now he clears him, and they're going to file back in line here.
Yeah, there we go. And Bump Draft Shawnee gets back to the inside. Looks like he's going to hold him off. Your final lap for Reed Rundle. Let's take a look at our leader up front. Reed Rundle holding it strong again. He's one of our fantasy runners, Nick. Between him and, was it Thomas George, I believe, is the other fantasy runner. Tell us a little bit about that fantasy lineup as we end this heat race in what looks like a disaster in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, so the Pretend Racing Online Fantasy Showdown, we pick 2 random drivers every week, and just for bragging rights to see who can win. And this week's poll, we had 20 votes for 2 drivers. It was between Thomas George and Reed Rundell, who have both, between these two, have had photo finishes, side-by-side finishes for 3rd place, and the past couple weeks just bumper to bumper racing each other. And what would be a better option than that for the fantasy showdown? So, with 20 votes, they both tied. So it'll be pretty exciting to see who comes out on top here tonight.
Yeah, that's one thing to keep an eye on. It looks like Thomas George is in our next heat race here. He was our second fast timer of the day. So in this heat race, in the second heat race here, he'll be starting from 4th position. Next to him on the inside would be the number 74. That is the Circle Jerks Podcast Revival Motoring Chevy Camaro of Daniel Walker. Starting in 2nd position in the Valvoline Pontiac Grand Prix, Johnny Benson Jr., Jarrett Michaud. And starting on the pole, in the Chevy Camaro ZL1, ZLE 3567, whatever other letters they put behind that this time, is the number 33, the young gun and hot shoe of the racing action so far this season, Ty Leclerc. No relation to Charles Leclerc of Formula One fame.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one here. Thomas has been running some quick laps, and obviously Ty, the youngster here in the Showdown Series, has been really fast. So it's going to be interesting to see if Thomas can get up there. But to be honest with you, I'm not really sure. Speed is the big thing here. These guys have been beating and banging, and it's going to be pretty wild to see what happens here.
Yeah, we're focused here as they roll through turns 3 and 4. Pace car is off. Field comes to the green. And they're off. Boy, Michaud. Oh,
already have contact.
My goodness. Michaud gave unfortunate for Daniel Walker in the 74. No room whatsoever. I'm going to rewind the tape and take a look. See if we can see what happened. They're off. The 14 gets a real slow start, and it looks like his brake pedal just did not work at all. Poor brake there for the 74 of Daniel Walker.
Yeah, very unfortunate. It's going to be hard to make that up here in this heat race, especially because Thomas and Ty are kind of spread out too, so they're not going to be beating and banging or anything like that. It's going to be tough for him to catch up there, but thankfully everybody here in this heat makes it to the feature.
I guess the good news on this one is there isn't going to be no consolation race, at least one where anybody goes home. So Daniel Walker and Jarrett Michaud will still have the opportunity to race tonight. Looks like, though, if we go back up front, Thomas George a little off so far with Ty Leclerc. Just seems that he's struggling exiting the corner, Nick. I don't know what you're seeing out there.
Yeah, that lap time, 3/10 off. It's going to be tough to catch him when you're 3/10 off. Maybe he's just trying to be content. There's no reason to push it. Don't want to tear the car up. Don't want those Steel Horse Racing crew members that have to fix that car here before the feature. So maybe he's just playing the long game here.
Yeah, and like we said at the beginning of this heat race, Ty Leclerc, very fast. You just saw it pop up on your screen there, fans at home. 13.411, best lap of this heat race. And it is showing he is pulling away from Thomas George with 2 laps to go now.
Yeah, and just to circle back to Dan Walker's spin there, he's going to have a good points tonight because the Pretend Racing Online Showdown Series takes 5 drivers for the playoffs that were reset in probably over a month now. But he's only 1 point out of the top 5, so it's going to be crucial for him to not have a bad night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely agree with you, Nick. And it looks like our heat race is finishing up. We got Ty Leclerc crossing the line in first, Thomas George in second, Daniel Walker in third, and Jarrett Michaud in 4th position. Johnny Benson Jr., well, quite frankly, driving like Johnny Benson has his whole career.
I got to tell you, Nick, this heat race number 3 is looking to be entertaining, to say the least.
Well, I tell you what, Nick, this is why we love Pretend Racing Online. We get a heat race like this. Looks like on the pole position, the number 22 Ford, I'm assuming Mustang, the Boeing Garmin Cessna, the pilot's dream, Alex Reno. Starting next to him in the Ghostbusters machine, A driver who always drives hard but seems to be collected in bad luck, and honestly sometimes in your bad luck, Nick. The 16 of Paul Nelson. Starting in third spot, this Circle Jerks podcast, Revival Motoring, Chevy Camaro. The podcast granddaddy himself, Norm Pelletier III. Starting in fourth position, the number 7 Ford Mustang, Goon Auto Parts and Goon Ganja Machine. He's back in action after polishing his buddy's boat for the past 3 weeks, Chris Jaboo. And starting in our final position, the number 97 of Aaron Beaver. Our field now approaches turns 3 and 4. That restart line waiting on Alex Reno to launch off the corner. And they're off, down into turn 1.
Oh, no, trouble into turn 1, we got a crash!
Huge crash, Norm Pelletier, no lift Norm going off into the corner. That's one I think we need to try to catch the replay of that one if we can. Rewind the tape to this restart, see what happens. Good restart for Alex Reno, but Norm Pelletier had different ideas going into turn 1. Sends Pelletier into the 16. Paul Nelson, Chris Jaboo is involved. I wonder if that will be a penalty from the officials.
Well, you know, it's tight quarters here at the LA Coliseum, and I think they might be a little lax on the penalty button this week. But I got to tell you one thing. Chris Jaboo, he's wheeling in Norman Pelletier here.
Boy, he's got those Goon Auto Parts under the hood of that thing.
Oh, he's using all those Goon Auto Parts brakes.
Well, he used them all there and outbroke himself into the corner, slid up and lost a lot of time.
Yeah, he slipped up that lap, but this first couple laps there, he's wheeling him in. Let's see if he can catch him here. But I do have one question for you, Nick.
Yes.
Does my microphone sound any better?
Your microphone sounds great. Keep it going.
Thank you.
Here we go. If we watch, we're halfway through this. On his bumper, what will he do?
He's probably going to hit him. That's my expectations here. But we'll see. Because, you know, to be honest with you, those Goon brakes are not the best to have here in the Pro Showdown Series. So, you know, expect them to start fading by lap 8 or 9.
Oh, looks like Norm left a gap there, too. Coming to 2 to go. He goes on the outside.
Oh, he gets loose.
And that is not how you do it at all. Unfortunate. 2 to go now. Can Norm Pelletier hold him off? Sends it.
Contact. Oh!
Again with the bumps. But is it going to be enough? We have the white flag. 2 more. Oh, he really sends it in. Oh, off the wall. Norm with the big advantage down the backstretch. Chris sends it up the inside, wrecks them both. Norm keeps it rolling. Who gets it? Chris Jaboo gets the heat win, and Norm Pelletier is not happy with that one.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Oh my goodness gracious. We need to rewind and watch this. I went back a lap here. You see Chris Jaboo hit the wall as they come to get the last spot. Skids it off into turns 1 and 2. Again, he gets in the back of him here. I believe this is when we're coming to get the white flag. Yes, white flag here. You can see Chris Jaboo really sends it in up the inside there. Norm bounces it off the wall, bounces it off of Chris. Chris, no, does not care, sends it in. The Goon brakes came into action there. Norm rides off the safer barrier down the front stretch. Chris crosses the line, but Norm sent his message loud and clear after that. As we jump...
I can tell you that the tensions are high already. We're only in heat race number 4. I can almost guarantee you'll see those guys having some more contact in the feature.
Well, I tell you what, it feels like the tension is a ratchet strap trying to hold a big-ass mattress down on the back of your truck when you're moving.
Yeah, I mean... you thought that one was good. This one's going to be good, too. Kingman, Arizona's own Don Ronkel starting on the pole. From Texas, Goon Motorsports number 43, Hondo Longmire. Brandon Osborne coming out from California here to race. His home track here at the LA Coliseum. And from St. Paul, Minnesota, John Borst starting 4th.
And here we go as they come to get the green. Hondo's trying to lead him into the box. Don not having any of it. Don with the big launch. No contact really there. Mr. Generosity really gave the 80 a break there. He could have sent them.
I think that's the first turn one. We didn't have an accident. Here's Osborne gets the inside of Runkle.
Yeah, and he sends it up the inside. Looks like he clears him. Will Runkle be able to do anything in the 3 and 4? Does not look like it. Brandon Osborne in the number 80 AMSOIL machine. Oh, starting to open up a gap here as he sets the fast time of the race.
Hometown kid here, Brandon Osborne leads the first couple laps here, trying to hold off Don Runkle in the Don's Dildo Depot number 00. As John Boris, he's also itching to get up here for this heat win as Osborne slips up in one.
I tell you what, he slipped up in one, but he just ran the fastest time of this heat race with a 13.34.
Tell you, Runkle's not giving up though. He's keeping it 2 car lengths on the straightaways. Oh, he locks him up as I say that. The commentator's jinx here.
Well, I tell you what, he always is driving that 00 car very hard, but here comes John Borst up the inside. Mr. Generosity clears him halfway through this.
Oh, and he crosses him. Oh!
Boy,
Wow!
Borst saw that one coming in his mirror from a mile away. As now Hondo Longmire moves into the 3rd position on the inside of the 00.
Oh, this is going to get wild now. Hondo and Runkle battling for P3 here. And these guys aren't going to save their cars. They're going to use the bumpers here a little bit, I imagine.
Yeah, we've seen those guys race in the past. They got very good bodymen back at the shop to iron out the bumps and bruises.
You know, these are 2 guys battling in the point standings here. Only a couple points separate them. Hondo Longmire in 8th, only 5 points ahead of Runkle in 9th. So these guys are also 2 guys trying to get into the Pro Showdown. Oh, we got contact!
Hondo Longmire from a half a mile back. He was out at Long Beach there before he sent it into the corner. Lost a spot on that, though, as he tried to get on the inside of the 86. Looks like Brandon Osborne crosses the line to win the heat race. Bunch of action in the back, but everything stays steady. John Borst in 2nd, Don Runkle in 3rd, and Hondo Longmire in the 43 car finishes in 4th position.
Man, I'll tell you, those heat races were great. Very entertaining. Brandon really showed the speed there in the heat. He pulled away, made a clean pass, and just took off there and made a case for this feature here. As we got the B main coming up here.
It looks like we have a B main now. This B main, no one is going home, I believe. Is that correct, Nick?
That is correct. Everybody here is going to make the feature. This is just going to set the starting grid for the feature. And to be honest with you, these guys know that, and they're going to put on a good show for us here.
Yeah, there's really no reason for any of them to lift into turn 1, so we'll have to watch this closely and see what happens.
They haven't been doing it all night, so I don't expect anything different.
While we wait for this to go, I'd like to try to get a chat with Norm Pelletier and ask him what happened in that heat race just a little bit ago. Norm, this is Nick and Nick in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, Nick, I got you. Other Nick?
Norm, can you tell us what was going on in that heat race? It looked like the old Chris Jaboo boat polisher didn't really want to give you any room there.
Hey, listen, if you ever stop going for a gap, you're not a real race car driver, okay? Car was loose, but you guys know the rule. Loose is fast, but too loose, you're in control. So I drove a real smart race, I think. I just got ran over there at the end. You know, we'll collect it. We'll put the panels back on it. We'll go out there for the in-min.
All right, we'll be watching, Norm. Thanks for chatting with us.
Hey, thanks you guys.
It looks like we're rolling for the heat race. Now, taking a look at this, we have a couple drivers that did not make the call. It looks like the 99 of Ricky Hardin elected to not run the Consi. So,
judging by his heat race there, I think he might have. I think he should be in this B main. Get a couple more laps under his belt.
I tell you what, hard in the wall there. You could follow him on Twitch after the races. He was definitely hard in the wall.
Hondo with a big jump.
Big jump by Hondo Longmire. It would be nice to see Hondo pick up a consolation win here. As Alex Reno's in 2nd, Jeremy Shaw in 3rd, Josh Cox in 4th, and Aaron Beaver in 5th position.
Yeah, this is actually going to be a really good heat race here. Reno and Benson there trying to hang on to a top 3 here in the B main, and it seems like Aaron Beaver's just trying to log laps, get used to the car.
Oh!
Benson's in the wall.
Johnny Benson Jr. pounds the wall.
Looks like
Again,
something might be broken on that thing. I think something's broken on that Benson machine there.
Oh,
As I was saying, there's Beaver trying to just take care of the car, get ready for the feature.
Yeah, a little bit of contact here as you were talking there between Alex Reno and Josh Cox. Josh Cox definitely has a little bit more pace in the car right now. Sends it up the inside and rolls by him here. See if Alex Reno can respond.
Well, let's see if Josh he's around.
He responded with a bumpity bump, sends him around in turns 2. Josh Cox ain't going to be happy with that one. Hopefully he had the seatbelt strapped tight.
Yeah, Josh has been in his heat race with DeBarro. He's been knocked around here in the B main. He gets knocked around by Reno. It's that carries over to the feature. Your tensions. You get a little angry and you take it out on people, and you get small little moments in the feature. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens here in this 175 lap feature.
Boy, our view is back here on our second place battle between Alex Reno and Jared Michaud. They are going at it, a slobber knocker. As we're halfway through our consolation now, Hondo Longmire. Let's give a shout out to Hondo. This gentleman, always out here, only runs asphalt races because he just doesn't like the feel of dirt in his hair. He's opening up a gap here of almost 6-second lead on the field.
And he's running great lap times. The only one running close lap times would be Josh. And unfortunately, we saw Josh go around. He's not going to have time to catch him, but Hondo's running some good lap times right now, staying under the 14-second bracket.
Yeah, Hondo looks great out in front with 5 laps to go. It's like now Jared Michaud way up high and out of the groove as Josh Cox slips by him for 3rd place. As it looks like Cox overcooks it into the corner. Boy, it would have been interesting to see Cox get back up there to Reno before the end of this, but I don't think he's going to be able to get there. He's in a heck of a battle.
I don't know. He's driving it in hard, but Benson's not making it easy for him. And he throws the block on the inside, a little IndyCar lane block there.
Oh.
He's going to get the Reno.
We're coming to 2 laps to go now as we watch this battle. Hondo Longmire way out in front, about 7 seconds in front of this battle. All he needs to do is keep the wheels on her.
Oh, the inside tickler. He was only an inch off the wall there. He's going to get the Reno here. I think you might see some retaliation as Benson hangs on to it.
Here he goes. Cox is trying. He bounces off the wall as we get to the final lap. Reno a little bit slow to exit the corner. Cox goes high.
Oh, they touch again.
Here they come off the corner. Cox gets him. Oh my goodness. I did not think he was going to be able to do that. What a battle.
The inside tickler. I think we should pull him up to the booth. What do you think?
Yeah, let's pull him up, Nick. Let's have a chat with him.
Hey, Josh, this is Nick and Nick up in the booth. You got a copy?
10-4, I got you.
Man, what a heat race. What a B main. You're getting knocked around in the B main by a couple drivers, getting knocked around here in the B main, and still make a great pass on the outside. The inside tickler goes to the outside, makes a pass. What do you think for this feature? You excited? What do you think you got in that number 6 car?
Yeah, after what we've seen so far, I'm a little bit concerned about what we're going to find in the feature. But yeah, we'll just try to be a little more patient than in the heat races and try to avoid the calamity.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's you just got to take care of that car and bring it home in one piece.
That's the plan.
All right, Josh. Thanks for talking with us, and good luck tonight.
You betcha.
All right.
Who else do you think we should pull up here to the booth? Let's see who we can radio into.
I tell you what, I'd like to hear from. I think if we could get John Borst up here to have a conversation. He looked very strong in his heat race.
Let's grab him up here. Hey, John, this is Nick and Nick up in the Hot Shoe TV booth. You got a copy?
I do, Nick. How are you?
Doing great, John, but not as great as you. You're down on the track and you're running some good lap times, taking care of that car, and somehow that 86 isn't torn up yet. Are you excited for the feature?
Well, I definitely don't appreciate you jinxing me there. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it'll be fun. Just got to make sure we all take care of each other. And obviously, as you saw, Josh Cockton and Reno were able to run side by side, so you can do it here. Just gotta be patient and get that run off the corner and make something happen.
All right, John, I appreciate it. Thanks for coming up in the booth, and good luck tonight.
All right, thanks, guys.
And it looks like we have about 1 more minute left of this brief warm-up session as we watch from turns 1 and 2, our lovely turns 1 and 2 camera just inside of the arches. This would give you a perspective if we were here in action. We're standing right above the lower level, watching our cars go round and round this quarter-mile speedway.
Do we have time for one more interview?
It looks like our time is almost up. I don't think we have enough time right now, Nick, but we'll be able to, should have plenty of time to talk to some guys during our racing action. Looking at our board right now, if we take a look at our fast times, looks like Brandon Osborne is actually the fastest car in this warm-up session, with Anthony DeBarro behind, Chris Jabou, John Borst in 4th, and Reed Rundle in 5th. Remember, we want to watch that Reed Rundle Thomas George battle all night. That is our fantasy showdown for this evening.
Yeah, the California kid looking sporty here tonight.
So our practice session comes to an end. Drivers are going to begin making their way to the starting grid. As we take a look at our starting lineup for our 175 lap feature event. Starting on the pole, the number 27, Anthony's Hog Control Machine. That's Anthony DeBarro. And alongside him, starting in second position, it is the 86 car of John Borst. Next to him, the number 56, Norm Pelletier III. And in 4th, Thomas George. Bump Draft Shawnee starts from the 5th position. He hopefully has a good run tonight. If you were following Bump Draft Shawnee on Twitter, he is trying to get the Haas Formula 1 ride on the rumors that Nikita Mazepin will be removed for Russia's invasion of the Ukraine and removing all Russian banned athletes. So good luck to Bump Draft Shawnee. I think a win tonight would really help him get there. Starting in 6th spot, the number 80 of Brandon Osborne. And from 7th, the number 7, Chris Boatwasher Jabou. In 8th spot is Ty Leclerc. 9th, Reed Rundle. 10th, Daniel Walker. 11th, Paul Nelson. The 12th position of Don Runkle. The 13th of Honda Longmire. The 6th of Josh Cox. Starting in 15th is the number 22 of Alex Reno. Jared Michaud starts from 16th, Aaron Beaver from 17th, and our last and final starter at Hard in the Wall on Twitch, that's Ricky Hardin.
I'm excited for this race. This is going to be a great one. 175 laps at the LA Coliseum. You know, you got the California kid, Brandon Osborne, Anthony DeBarro starting on the front row, but you know my pick, I think it's going to be Dan Walker. Needs a good run tonight, new wheel, he's ready to go.
Nick, I think that's a great pick as our field begins to roll through turns 3 and 4. Ladies and gentlemen, fans of all ages, it is showtime on Hot Shoe TV. The field is off nice and clean through turns 1 and 2 and down the backstretch. Anthony DeBarro leads, John Borst in 2nd, Thomas George trying to make that high line work in 3rd, and he does.
A clean first lap. I was not expecting that. Everybody playing nice. A couple bumps here and there, but that's just product of this track.
Yeah, well, we heard it from Norm Pelletier, who's currently in the, looks like 4th, 5th position, about being clean, staying clean at the beginning, early stages of this race, and it looks like everybody is doing that.
Bump Draft Shawnee got the piece of the wall off turn 2, slipped back a couple spots here, trying to get down to that bottom lane. It's hard to hold that outside lane, and that's where he's stuck right now. Brandon Osborne, the California kid. P4 running the quickest times right now. Him and DeBarro swapping the fast times.
Ooh, I hate to disagree with you, Nick, but Tyler Clerk just dropped the fastest time. Backs up on the track. Well, that is a risky maneuver for Aaron Beaver, and there's the caution. Good call by the official to throw a caution there. Very dangerous situation.
Yeah, it looks like the 99 Ricky Harden just got in a little too hard and got in the back of Aaron Beaver there. That's a real shame. Beaver here in the heat race was taking care of the car. B-Main just taking care of the car, logging laps, and of course here on lap 4 gets turning the inside wall. Luckily the damage shouldn't affect him too much here.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at this car right now. We got a nice close-up shot here as he rolls down the front stretch. A lot of damage on the left front from impacting the inside wall, but looks like the wheels are still straight, and there's not really any aerodynamic advantage here, being the track's so small, so I think he'll be okay.
You know, I'm wondering if the 99 is having brake issues. Like I mentioned before, the Goon auto brakes just aren't that good, and you know, being on Goon Motorsports, that's their brake of choice, and you know, you wonder, are they starting to fade already?
Well, I tell you what, a lot of discussion before tonight's race about what brake package guys were going to run. A lot of teams that I spoke to in the pits were trying to run the smaller brake packages, a little bit lighter, a little bit quicker performance under the brakes than the larger brakes discs, but that's risky because you could easily overheat the brakes here and have that brake fade happen like you're suggesting, Nick. And if that's happening already here on lap 9, I don't want to be watching, or maybe we do want to be watching hard in the wall come lap 50, 60, 70 of this race.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see here. You know, it makes the car lighter. You can get around these turns a little bit quicker, and it was the discussion in the garage all week long. But we're going to see how it plays out here.
Well, when we look back up front, looks like we're doubling up once again. We got Anthony DeBarro, John Borst currently in second. Let's see what he can do from the outside there. Thomas George, Brandon Osborne, Tyler Clerk, Norm Pelletier, Chris Jabou, Reed Rundle, Paul Nelson, and Daniel Walker are top 10 as we restart. Oh, spins the tires. So does Norm Pelletier. Loses a lot of spots. John Borst able to keep it rolling up there in third place.
Wow. Made it through turn 1 and 2 clean somehow. We're touching into 3. Hondo and Bump Draft Shawnee.
Lots of action. Circle jerks are banging fenders in the back. Battle for second now is on. Thomas George squeaks into second place. Tyler Clerk is there. Can John Borst get to the inside? That's going to be the big question. They're starting to line up on him there.
Tyler Clerk ran the fastest lap of this race here with a 13.351. He's going to be tough to beat. And as he moves it here into third place, and the California kid slides on in here on the inside of John Borst as well.
Yeah, John Borst right now, he's got a lane on the inside. He has to get down there, but he leaves it open for Reed Rundle.
Mr. Generosity is living up to the name. Let's Reed have the inside lane. Why take it? You know,
boy,
he has a chance now. Will he get in?
Boy, he needs to close out, or he might as well be standing on the outside of the track throwing candy like that as he watches the parade go by.
He finally gets down and gets tapped like Chris Jabou. Like I mentioned, those Goon brakes. Worried about him. As remember the heat race, we saw Jabou and Pelletier banging fenders, and
look at them now, Nick. They're side by side.
By side. And the yellow is out.
Caution on the speedway. I'm not sure what the inside was. That the 97 again?
Looks like Bump Draft Shawnee got to the back of Ricky Harden into turn 3, and quite a hit for the 99. Unfortunately, Beaver gets involved a little bit. Probably won't even get the lucky dog this time.
Yeah, we're looking back on the replay now to see. Yeah, it looks like Ricky Harden checked up for Johnny Benson Jr. and Bump Draft Shawnee just nowhere to go. Really, a lot of contact for the 99 of Ricky Harden. We'll have to take a look at his car and see if there's any damage. He really hit the inside wall hard. You could see the nose all wrinkled up.
Gonna be interesting here. The back of the pack here, causing more of the yellows here. Of the two that we've had here tonight, all coming from the rear of the field.
Well, those boys up front, judging by that restart, are going to be trying to cause some caution soon. But man, a lot of action so far for that 99 Goon Motorsports machine of Ricky Harden. Man, really living up to his moniker of hard in the wall tonight.
That is correct. He did get hard into the wall there, and the first caution he got hard into the back of Aaron Beaver. Hopefully Beaver can get the lucky dog here. He gets another quick yellow. He can get back on the lead lap. You know, this is a track where I don't think damage is going to matter too much. So keep an eye on that 97. He's going to creep into this one later on in this feature. He's just trying to stay out of trouble. Unfortunately, he's getting caught up in it now. But looks like the 27 is taking a ton on this restart.
Yeah, we're watching the 27 car lineup here. The lead car in Pretend Racing Online able to choose what lane they restart. An interesting choice by Anthony. I would have thought he'd take the bottom, but man, trying to get a good launch off the corner perhaps. Now, our field here, we got Anthony DeBarro in first, Thomas George starting from second position. A lot of heavy hitters up front with the 33 of Tyler Clerk, Brandon Osborne, Reed Rundle, John Borst up there again. John stuck on the outside. We'll have to see what happens. As the field comes around now, pace car getting ready to pull off the speedway. Ooh, huge, very early start by Anthony DeBarro. All fair in Pretend Racing Online. And I think that really... Oh man, that was tight.
A little trouble. Reed got in there hot, and so did John Borth. They both slid up the track, but no harm, no foul. Everybody's still moving along here. Starting to get single file.
Wait, watch our battle for second. Brandon Osborne trying to make something work there on the outside, but no can Doosville, baby girl.
Oh, and Chris Jaboo, the Goon breaks.
Was that off the 56?
I think the brakes. Oh, and Mr. Generosity's around. Oh, and Jib. Oh my goodness, a big mess in a turn one.
John Borst, let's try to take a look, back up the replay and see what happened.
Chris, oh no, what is wrong with the 86?
It's like the 86 here. Rolls through the corner here. Let's see, we're following him along here. This is going to happen next turn. Yeah, they see the 7 blow the corner there in 3 and 4. All over the place now, off into the corner. That was the Circle Jerks machine. Daniel Walker in the 74 really gets into John Borst hard, and nowhere to go for the Goon Motorsports machine. Again, Nick, those Goon brakes not working out tonight for the number 7.
I'm telling you, it's been the talk of the garage all week, and you see it there. The 7 comes in the turn and just slides right up the track. You just start to wonder. These it's not even a wonder anymore. These brakes are starting to fail for Goon Motorsports, and unfortunately, all that craziness got everybody all mixed up into turn 1, and unfortunately, John Borst goes around. And you know what? I think the 86 couldn't get that thing fired back up. He sat there in turn 1, had plenty of time to go by. And I don't think he could get that 86 fired up. He goes a lap down now with Beaver, Reno, and Chris Jaboo.
Yeah, very unfortunate for John Borst. Had a very strong run. Just 2 restarts ago was starting from second position. And unfortunately has now been shuffled to a lap down in 17th.
And as we mentioned before, Aaron Beaver is now on the lead lap. He got the lucky dog, that yellow there, yellow number 3, and he's going to need a good points run. He's sitting P4 in the points. Aaron Beaver in the 97 car is sitting P4 in the points. He's going to need to have a good run here. He's trying to stay out of trouble, but it keeps finding him here. But we'll see what happens here with the 97. But yeah, one to keep an eye on is that 7 car. Brakes seem to be fading.
You'll be interested to see what the 7 and 86 can do. It looks like on my timing and scoring screen, both machines are marked minus a lap, along with the 22 car. So we'll have to keep an eye on that battle to see who can catch a lucky dog on the next caution. This field is lined up double file now for the restart.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, the 86 couldn't get her fired up, and the 7 was right behind them. So we go back green here off of
Anthony DeBarro with a good launch out of the corner. Reed Rundle again sends it in. Reed very late on the brakes, the last of the late breakers here. As we see the 56, Norm Pelletier trying to make a pass on the number 80, Amsoil machine of Brandon Osborne. As we got a battle for second.
Oh, we had a trouble turn, too. We got one around.
One around. Who is it?
0-0.
Let's jump back on our replay. Try to take a look at what happened here.
The inside tickler just tickled the left rear of Don Runkle. Got him around in turn 2.
Boy, it looks like Don Runkle just tried to ease it off into the corner. And the 6, Josh Cox said no can do'sville. Donnie Runk turns him around. John Borst and Chris Jabou stop. And it looks like, I believe, Alex Reno should catch the lucky dog on that caution.
That's what it's looking like. Mr. Generosity had to slam on the brakes there for Runkle. Smart move. Stay out of trouble. Don't get any more damage. And looks like Runkle's got a little right side damage, but nothing to be too worried about. He should be good to go here as we get back to green.
I tell you what, looking at our rundown, take a look at our 8th place competitor, the number 43 car of Hondo Longmire. Remember, Hondo won the Consi and was very quick and is already up to 8th spot, 34 laps, 35 laps now into this 175 lap feature.
Staying out of trouble. We haven't had to mention his name at all these first 35 laps. Just staying out of trouble, moving along when people slip up and out of the way. He just made a good move on Dan Walker for that P9 position. Clean pass on the inside. So now he's looking forward to Paul Nelson in front of him, Reed Rundell. Little fantasy showdown update. Thomas George running P2, and Reed Rundell, his competitor here tonight, running P6.
Yeah, thanks for the update, Nick. I think Thomas George might not be there for long. If Reed keeps braking like he is, he's ready to drive through half the field up there. But he is also...
He's sent it in, excuse me there. He's sent it in real hard at these starts here. It's sometimes hard at tracks like this to judge where you have to brake because you're kind of braking off the cars in front of you and not markers on the track. Especially on restarts like this, it's hard to see over the car in front of you in the first place. And you come into the first corner, you got cars behind you got cars to your right, you got cars to your left. It's hard to know exactly when you got to brake without just judging off the car in front of you. So you're looking forward, you're looking in the mirror, and you're just trying to make sure you don't run anybody over. And I'm sure right in the hornet's nest like that, that's the problem he's having.
Well, we're going to have all eyes on turns 1 and 2 as we restart this race. 38 laps have been complete. Ooh,
he got in the back and gets George out of the way.
Yeah, Tyler Clerk used him up there. Thomas George not going to be happy with that.
Yeah, Thomas doesn't know that Reed got it. Oh, and Reed gets him again. Reed sending it in here. It's another dude. Oh my goodness, we got more contact.
Boy, that was Norm Pelletier. Wheel hopped into the corner to Reed Rundle, who hopped into the 8, who hopped into the 33.
Tons of action right now. Just another thing of note as the yellow's out, the inside tickler off turn 4.
Yeah, looks like that was Josh Cox.
As you go back to the replay there, Reed Rundell, I hate to keep bringing it up, but these Goon brakes, that's another car with Goon Motorsports brakes. It's another car starting to see some failures here.
Yeah, I don't know. They must have made the wrong brake choice. Very unfortunate for the Goon Motorsports machines. They're usually quick, but man, the 40 laps in, we barely had much green flag running, and those brakes are fading like crazy. It's going to be interesting if we get a long green flag run to see what happens with those guys.
Yeah, it's a long race. We're only 42 laps in, and it's unfortunate for them, but it's also unfortunate for the people in front of them because the brakes obviously aren't working too great. So it's going to be interesting to see. All this talk, Anthony DeBarro just maintaining the race, leading. He's led all 43 laps here, getting good restarts, getting away from all the trouble. That's where you want to be. And it's going to be interesting here. I'm not sure if these guys can make it on fuel. I'm going to have to do a little research here, but I think we're going to have to keep an eye on that here. We might have to have some pit stops. Yes, John Borst is the lucky dog.
Yeah, get the old TI-89 titanium calculator from high school out there, Nick. I don't know if you ever got to that level of high school math, but...
Well, I had the calculator, didn't know how to use it.
That's right. I used to play Mario on that thing, or I used to play Italian Painter World.
I didn't even know how to do that on there.
One thing, and it looks like, is Anthony DeBarro taking the inside here on this restart, it appears. A little bit of a different strategy, mixing it up. One thing I've been noticing, Nick, is the 27 is launching very, very early. As soon as the pace car pulls off the track, talk to us a little bit about that. What advantage does that give him on these restarts?
You know, it gives him the whole straightaway to make room on the second place car. You know, just if he waits and waits, he's only got a little bit of a straightaway to keep the lead. So, you know, he's starting early now, but later on in the race, maybe even right here, you might see him start a little bit later. It's all a strategic game here when you're the lead car, as he goes early again.
Goes early again and launches, and one thing it really does is spread out our field behind him. I think that's really helping these guys get through the first initial part of this restart. As we take of our eyes here on Hondo Longmire's up to 7th position now for Hondo. Really, really fast in that Gunganja machine.
We got a battle for the lead here. The 80 car was on the outside, not anymore, but the 80 was on the outside of the 27 there for a couple of corners. Trying to take the lead from Anthony Dubois.
Yeah, that outside, I think you can hang there for a lap, maybe 2, but eventually...
Oh, we got a big wreck on the front stretch. Oh, points.
We got one upside down, Nick. One upside down. Who is that? Who is upside down?
It's Bum Draft Shawnee. Unreal. Gonna have to get a tow to the pits.
We got to go back and watch this replay to see what happened. Oh, we had a couple upside down. We're gonna. Oh my goodness gracious! Let's rewind the tape once again here. We have the 97, the Aaron Beaver on the inside, Bump Draft Shawnee on the outside. 2 drivers going for the real estate. 97 almost up on his wheels. And Bump Draft Shawnee upside down. He's got that thing turtled. Very unfortunate for Bump Draft Shawnee.
Yeah, looks like they just came together there off turn 4. Just unfortunate. Just ran out of room, both drivers. And from the looks of it, looks like Aaron Beaver is going to go a couple laps down. Bump Draft Shawnee's going to go a couple laps down. Will they even be able to continue? That's quite a hit on both those cars.
Yeah, it's not often you see a super late model get upside down, but when you do, it's usually big. Let's see. It looks like Sean Ryan, Bump Draft Shawnee, has been released from the care center. Let's see if we can get a word with him. Bump Draft Shawnee, this is Nick and Nick in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I copied Nick.
Hey, Sean, tell us a little about what happened there. First of all, are you okay? And tell us from your point of view, what happened on the front stretch there?
Yeah, I'm okay. You know, I think we just kind of both went for a gap that was there, and then it wasn't. You know, we were both coming off the turn really aggressively, and you know, we just got a little too close, and then, you know, I'm sure you saw the result. So, you know, I'll take responsibility for that if need be. You know, I'm not good enough to look at replays to determine who's at fault, but you know, there wasn't anything spiteful there. I was just trying to get somewhere.
Yeah, from our point of view, it just looked like 2 guys going for the same real estate. Just unfortunate. How's the car? Are you going to be able to get back out there?
I'm still towing. I haven't actually looked at my damage yet, so I'm not entirely sure. But, you know, anytime these cars flip upside down, there's usually at least a couple minutes, so I'm not too optimistic. But, you know, even if I come out a couple, you know, dozen laps down, it's all for fun, so I'll probably just get back out there just to keep it in the mix.
All right, Sean, thanks for taking a moment to talk to us.
Thanks, Nick.
And we approach a restart line. Anthony DeBarro, big launch. Let's see what happens.
And Reed, again, gets in the cars in front of him, but everybody makes it through. Seems to be single file pretty much all the way through.
Whoa! Big pack up there. Major accordion effect from Hondo Longmire on back.
Yeah, got real tight there. Ricky tried to squeeze it in there, tried not to run on the back of Hondo Longmire, and they get single file. Maybe we'll get a green run here.
Yeah, it looks like the whole field is currently running single file. We've got to give a shout out to Ricky Harden. You saw him involved in 2 early incidents, up to 8th place already with a lot of laps to go.
Oh, and as we say that, caution on the speedway, Reed Rundell.
Reed
Points
Rundle.
leader. Oh, and oh my goodness, he pulls out in front of the cars coming around. Your points leader, tied with Thomas George.
Let's see what
Goes
happened.
around.
We look back on the replay. Reed Rundle. Oh, and that was all on his own. You saw it, folks. Reed Rundle slips up high, bounces it off the outside wall, and spins that baby around. And there's his rejoin. Luckily, Chris Jabou, heavy on the brakes there, was able to avoid his teammate in the 143 car.
Thankfully, not a lot of damage, it looks like, to that beautiful number 143 of Reed Rundell.
Yeah, we're looking closely at it as he rolls around. The car looks good. Just got in the wall a little too hard there, and it seemed to hook him and loop him around.
Norm Pelletier rolling into the top 5 too. Another one sneaking up there. Now Hondo rolled into 6th. It's gonna be quite the rest of the race here. He's like I said, being a short track like this, extremely short track here. A lot of beating and banging. This is really gonna mix up the points a lot because I think we're gonna have quite the different results by the time we get to the end.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out. Anthony DeBarro really using that first place position to his advantage, getting a good launch on the straights, coming onto the restart zone. Nobody else can really hang with him right now. It'll be interesting to see what happens if we do get a green flag run. If it's just Anthony has a good short run car and these other guys have put some long run setups in, or we'll have to really pay attention and see what happens.
And some unfortunate news out of the garage. Sean Ryan, his day is done. The number 31, too much damage to continue. He is out for tonight's feature.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Hopefully he can make it back next week. I believe we have off next week, but the week after he should have enough time to get the car repaired. And we're going to have a little bit of an interesting point of view. We actually got a helmet cam here from Hondo Longmire Jr. on this restart. Starting in 6th position. See him laying back a little bit. We can watch him pull up through the gears. He's on the outside. Not a very good restart to be on board. He opens up the inside for Ricky Harden, and he gets spun out. Hondo Longmire saves it. What a driver. Oh my goodness gracious.
What a time to be on board. What an incredible save of the number 43 Toyota Supra.
You saw it. He saved that car like the Texans saved the Alamo.
Oh, we got a real good battle for the top 4 here. Ty Leclerc moves into 2nd. The California kid slips up. He's back to 3rd, battling with Thomas George just side by side.
And we're jumping back up there to watch. Thomas George now caught on the high side. Can he get anything rolling? He cannot. May have a little gap. He still runs high. Norm Pelletier shoves it up the inside hard.
We got the file here for the first 5, but
battle right behind him there. You saw the Hondo Longmire scooch around the number 99 Ricky Harden as Brandon Osborne pushes up the track.
Thomas George, he slides to the inside. There's contact. They keep rolling. Norm looking to the inside now. More contact.
Not afraid to use the fenders there. That 56 car slips up in the 4th position.
Brandon Osborne probably a little frustrated right now, running P2 for a lot of this race, and oh my goodness!
Hondo Longmire sends it up the inside, makes his own room. Oh my goodness! Hondo is up to 5th position. Boy, and Hondo Longmire, you saw him very aggressive there. He's running in 5th, though, as Anthony DeBarro sets the fastest lap of the race. Ricky Harden now is working on the inside of Brandon Osborne in that number 80 car, but Osborne gets a good run down the backstretch and opens up the gap. Can he get back to the inside? That's where you want to be. Will he go down there? Leaves a little bit of room, and he closes the door on the 99 of Ricky Harden, but pushes up the track again. Back up front now, we see Anthony DeBarro is approaching lap traffic. Alex Reno, Jeremy Shaw is up there. Both drivers a little bit off pace this evening. But what will they do now? What will Anthony DeBarro do? As we start to get close to the halfway point, DeBarro takes on the inside of the 22 generously, moves out of the way for the 27 and the 33. Jared Mishaw just ahead of them. Lap traffic really plays a role here on these short tracks. The 14 stays high. That's going to hurt the run off the corner for the 33 car.
Yeah, I'm watching Brandon Osborne. He's wheeling this 43 back in, and and it looks like Honda Lawnmower is gonna give him the spot. Keys up on the radio, tells him to take it back. What a classy move by that number 43. Drove it from a whole straightaway back, slams into the 80 car, knocks him out of the way. Once he gets back to him, gives him the spot back. What a respectable driver.
Yeah, Honda always great behind the wheel. A very nice driver. All the kids always stop down this pit afterwards. He has candy, t-shirts, Hawaiian Punch koozies for all the kids out there. If you're in the stand, stop by that 43 hauler after the races.
Yeah, a lot of merch down there in the Goon Motorsports hauler. Obviously, they're not going to be selling any brakes today because the brakes are not looking good for the whole Goon Motorsports team here. Brandon Osborne, running some pretty quick laps here. He's not as quick as the front two guys, but those tires might be mad. Sliding around quite a lot here as we have under 100 laps to go, and just a little spread out here. That's good. Get some green laps on these tires. Let's see if anybody comes in, gets some tires, and it's going to be interesting. We don't know if anybody can make it on fuel for this race. It's going to be fun to watch here. As one person I want to keep an eye on too that we haven't talked much about has creeped inside the top 10 here, running some solid lap times, is Paul Nelson in the number 16 car, running up there in 8th position, wheeling in Ricky Harden. He's in a goon sandwich right here with Josh Cox, Ricky Harden, and Honda Lawnmower in front of him, but running a smooth race. I don't see much damage on that car.
Ricky Harden gets in the back of the 44. Sorry to interrupt you there, Nick.
No, that's okay. A lot of action going on here. But as I was saying, Paul running a really smooth race here in the 8th position.
Yeah, Paul, he runs well, has had some bad luck of recent, so it's nice to see him have a solid top 10 run here so far.
Brandon Osborne to the inside of Norman Pelletier for P4. He's going to scooch on by, probably going to clear him here off turn 4, and he does. P4 for the number 80 machine.
Yeah, that 80 car is fast as we watch here from our cam in turns 1 and 2. This is our fan cam, what the fans would be seeing if you were here live with us at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. Looks like field is still running single file. Some cars packed up here a little bit farther back, just around the top 10. We got the 00 of the Don Runkle. Right behind him, Dan Walker, John Borst, and Chris Jabu all lined up here. Pretty much nose to tail. As we get a little spin, was that Honda Lawnmower on the bump with the 56? Let's take a look back at the replay.
Oh, Honda got in the back of Norm. Everybody stacks up behind him.
Yeah, Honda really pushed the 56 through turns 1 and 2.
Wow, I don't know how we didn't have a wreck into turn 3 there.
Yeah, very interesting. This is what we have to watch now. Heavy lap traffic for the 27 car of Anthony DeBarro and the 33 of Ty Leclerc. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars lined up in front of him, battling side by side. This could make or break this lead for Anthony DeBarro if he can get through this lap traffic.
What a battle we have going on here. And we have contact.
Well, I tell you what, Nick, that might be something Anthony DeBarro has to do. These guys are not going to want to go a lap down.
I think you're right, especially Chris Jabu was in the Pro Showdown playoffs last year and now has to give up the spot. He goes a lap down here on lap 90.
And this is something for our leaders that we do not see very often with these cars, is lap traffic. These races, cautions, break it up. Tracks are long enough at half mile or longer to not get into lap traffic, as there's an accident right in front of Anthony DeBarro. He gets through. Oh, and Josh Cox keeps the car rolling. Caution. Is there a caution? Looks like caution on the speedway.
Caution is out. Lucky break for John Borst, as Anthony DeBarro was only 2 car lengths back from putting 11th place a lap down.
Yeah, we see it here on the replay. Josh Cox just gets up a little high, hooks it around, spins out, And boy, Anthony the Barrow must be thanking his lucky stars there.
Yeah, it got real tight and heavy there with traffic. When Hondo got in the back of Norm, it was everybody checked up behind him, and all of a sudden, there's the leader behind all of it. It got pretty wild. Tyler Clerk caught up to the 27, and yeah, that was a little bit of a pucker moment there for the 27 and the 33. They're trying to battle for the lead as you have all these lap cars sliding around and nowhere to go. It's a little scary when you're out there. Let's see if anybody comes down and takes tires. I don't think so, but let's see.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to come. I would not be coming down to take tires, that's for sure. I think this is a good time. Let's try to grab a word with the 27, Anthony DeBarro, our leader for the first 95 laps of this race. Anthony DeBarro, this is Nick and Nick in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Hey, how we doing?
Anthony, I want to talk to you about what was it like trying to navigate through that lap traffic, man. Looks like a lot of action in front of you. That has to be tough as the leader.
You know, Nicholas, it was like I was out there in a pack of feral hogs. You know, it was ridiculous out there. And I was unarmed, and they were attacking me. But, you know, Ty, in all seriousness, Ty is right there with me, and I was pushing it for everything that's worth there to try to stay in front of him. So we have a good car. I think we have a really good long-run car. Let's see if we get it. I'm not too good on the restarts for because of the steering selection I chose, but once it gets spread out, I can go really fast.
Yeah, well, we wish you the best of luck out there. Looks like you have about 78 or so laps to go on this restart. Good luck.
Thank you, buddy.
A battle you're going to want to keep an eye on here. The inside tickler, Josh Cox and Don Runkle Jr., both the only two cars 1 lap down, both going to be battling for that lucky dog. It's going to be one thing you're going to want to keep an eye on because, they know a caution's going to be coming. So those two guys lining up right next to each other are going to be quite the battle here for the lucky dog position.
Yeah, and I know I keep talking about this guy, but in 5th position, the 43 Hondo Longmire, coming from the Consi to 5th. Let's see what he can do now that he has some good track position as we restart. Anthony DeBarro. Oh, Tyler Clerk. Big wheel spin off the corner.
Everybody gets through 1 and 2 without any contact. Hard to believe. But a side-by-side battle for 3rd. Thomas Stewart trying to hold off Brandon Osborne as the two lucky dog drivers are side-by-side. Runkle clears it.
Yeah, getting stuck on the outside again, and that's just how some races go. It seems like you're always in the wrong lane. Brandon Osborne I think he has a car to be right up there with Anthony DeBarro and Tyler Clerk, but just is getting bad lane choice here on these restarts.
He's had a ton of speed here this week, and when earlier on this race he was competing for the lead, he got side by side with Anthony a couple times. Couldn't do nothing on the outside. That's just how this track is. But then just got shuffled back, as you saw. And now he's back up to 4th. He's in striking position there. Just needs a good restart. Needs some luck to play out his way, and you never know what can happen here.
Yeah, it looks like we got our whole field here lined up single file, and as they're making laps, ticking laps off at a rapid rate when it's under green. We got one on the inside there on the pass in the 3 and 4. Like that was John Boris making a pass on Paul Nelson. John Boris, who was a lap down at one point, back up to 8th position.
Yeah, talk about a break. The leader's right behind you. The caution comes out, saves you from going a lap down. Now he's all the way up to 8th.
So Norm Pelletier, a little bit of a slip up there through 3 and 4. His teammate, the number 74 Circle Jerks podcast machine, the Daniel Walker. Those guys are buddies. They drive 2 hours to do a podcast every Monday. But I don't know. It might be a tough ride down to Rhode Island come next
Norm
week.
gets the wall. Is he going to cut him any slack? Norm slips up. Can he get underneath him? No, he doesn't.
Boy, those Circle Jerks boys better get to moving because here comes John Borst, Mr. Generosity. I think his generosity may have ran out. There you see Dan Walker on the inside of Norm Pelletier. Maybe Dan's got a little bit of a better car right now.
That's for the position number 6 as Dan Walker takes it here. Norm tries to run the outside lane. I don't think that's a good move here. You want to be on the bottom as he rolls back into 7th here. John couldn't get underneath him right away. He's gonna look. Oh, wow.
Wow, really drove it in hard there. Norm Pelletier
gotta hand it to John Boris. I think he did one of those. Hey, I'm looking. I'm gonna try and pass it here, and just made Norm look in the mirror for a split second. Made a misses breaking point and just slips right on underneath him.
Boy, look at what that did. That brought in 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th position right into the play. One to watch there is that 99 car, Ricky Harden. Always drives hard, not afraid to use the bumper. Look at all the damage on the front of that thing already.
Yeah, I'm looking at. Oh, and a caution is out. What do we have here?
Caution flag.
The 22, Alex Reno.
See if we can catch a replay of this incident and see what happened to Alex Reno.
Little contact with a lead lap car, Thomas George.
Yeah, Thomas George gave him the business there. It looked like nowhere for Reno to go. I think he was just running slow, trying to stay out of the way, and Thomas George decided to hook him into the inside wall.
I was just getting ready to key up. We got a hell of a battle going here for that lucky dog position again, because the inside tickler got right to the bumper of Don Runkle, and then the caution comes out. So I think Runkle's going to be your lucky dog here.
Well, that's good news there. Here he comes, Don Runkle Jr. in the 00, coming around to take the lucky dog.
One other thing I was going to mention is
Nick, not to interrupt you, we got one car in the pits. John Boris looks like he's taking right side tires.
That's what I was just going to mention. I see John Boris in there getting tires, and I look at the leaderboard here on my Sim Racing apps program. It looks like Ricky Harden was in 19 laps ago. I think we might have missed it. There's been a lot of action going on here. I wonder if he took tires. Do you think we should pull him up for an interview?
Yeah, pull him up for an interview, see what his pit strategy is.
Hey, Ricky Harden, this is Nick and Nick up in the Hot Shoe TV booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, Ricky, we're just taking notice here to the Sim Racing apps. Looks like you're on pit road 20 laps ago. We must have missed it. There's been a ton of action here at the LA Coliseum here on Hot Shoe TV. Did you come down and take tires? Was it a damage, repair? What was the call?
Yeah, I did take tires, and I also got a little bit of damage repair. I've got over 2 minutes of damage. We're down about 400 RPM. I'm running on a V6 out here, but, it doesn't hurt all that much until it gets strung out. So, we're making do.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to affect you too much here. I don't think aerodynamics are going to matter too much. You should be pretty good. But thanks. We just wanted to check in with you, and good luck the rest of the race.
Thank you.
Yeah, and as we were talking to Ricky Harden, it looks like John Boris came back in to get the left side tires as well. Doing that because he would go a lap down, I believe, if he got all 4 tires in one pit stop. So car to watch there. He'll be starting from 12th position. So good track position to start with here for John Boris.
Yeah, that is going to be one to watch here. Lining up behind a couple lap cars here, but it's going to be fun to watch, see if you can get through the field.
Yeah, and we restart. Lap 117 to 175. Brandon Osborne now down on the inside, up to 3rd place. Let's see what he can do here on the inside of Thomas George.
Oh,
big
trouble on the 3. They save it.
Wow, what a save. Unfortunately, though, for Ricky Harden, that is going to really hurt his tires, lighting him up like that as he slides off the bumper to 56 car.
Yeah, Norm Pelletier just drove her in a little hard. He apologized. Ricky knows. They're all back in line. They're ready to go. I'm interested to see if Brandon Osborne what he can do now. He's slowly worked his way back up to 3rd. He drifted all the way back to 6th or 7th, I believe, and he as I say that, he tags the wall off turn 4, but he's the only one here passing cars quickly. I mean, he's running some good lap times right now. I think he might be able to compete for this lead.
Yeah, he's looked strong even from the heat race on. He's looked very strong, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. One also to keep a watch on, again, we keep mentioning him, the 43 car Honda Longmire in 5th spot. Heck of a run for Honda tonight as his teammate, the 99 of Ricky Harden, packs it in behind him.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if those tires...
Oh, Norm Pelletier! Loopity goes around. Let's try to rewind the tape and catch a glimpse of what happened.
Oh, jeez, I think his teammate glitched out, and Norm reacted and just spun it out.
Yeah, you saw the 74 disappear briefly there.
I heard on the radio communications that is what happened. Dan's car disappeared. It turned into Christine for a split second, and Norm just locked the brakes up and had some wheel hops, spun around.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is an aspect of pretend racing that you just can't control. Once in a while, your internet will just go blippity bloop, and you'll blink out for a second. The other drivers don't really know what to do, especially on a track this tight. It's really hard to judge that.
Yeah, Nick, I want to radio into one more driver here quick. I know it's back-to-back yellows, but I have Brandon Osborne I want to key into here and ask him how his race is going.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Brandon, this is Nick and Nick up in the Hot Shoot TV booth. You got a copy?
Hey, what's going on, Nick and Nick?
Hey, not too much. We've been watching you here. You were quick in the heats, quick in qualifying, running some good laps. You were battling up there for the lead, got shuffled back. Probably got the tires a little angry there sliding around, but you've worked your way up to third place. What do you think you got here for the 27 car?
That 27 car is as fast as those hogs painted on there. So just trying to drive this AMSOIL Ford Performance Mustang real good down the stretch here. The tires are starting to feel a little good, if you know what I mean, and just trying to hold on to it, try not to make people angry around me, because this is a place where it's real easy to get your angers up and cause something that you don't want to happen and ruin your race.
Yeah, real quick, do you think you're going to take tires at all this race, or do you think you're just going to stay with the track position?
I know these guys in front of me know better than me, so I'm going to say they do whatever they do, I'll probably do, but I'm watching to see how many cars we have on the lead lap here, and if it gets down pretty low, we might take a risk.
All right, great. Sounds good. Good luck, Brandon, here for the rest of the race.
Thanks, guys.
All right, you heard it. That was number 80. Brandon Osborne will be restarting this race from third position as we come around to take our green flag, lap 128 of 175.
Green flag is out. Anthony gets a jump. Tyler Cook, he's right there, though. Thought about going to the outside, couldn't decide, and now he gets stuck to the outside. The California kid trying to take the inside.
Really bogs down the field.
He sends it in!
Can he get around him here? 80 on the inside of number 33 and Tyler Leclerc. Leclerc opens it up, shuts the door. Little bump from the 8. And that might be all she wrote for Brandon Osborne challenging that position. Let's see what he can gather it back up and do.
Hondo lawnmower slips up off turn 4. Teammate Ricky Harden takes the spot. Ricky Harden moving into P5 here.
And there's Daniel Walker. Can he make a move on the 43 car Honda Longmire? Also one to watch up to 10th position, the 86, the John Borst with those 4 fresh Mr. Feelgoods.
Looking at the leaderboard here, looks like the number 7 car also took tires. He is up to 8th position in that Goon Motorsports number 7.
Yeah, I think for those guys, what they really need is some cautions, restarts, where you can really get a good launch with those fresh tires, gain a spot or two, and re-rack the field. When they get spread out here, this is a type of track where tires might not make that much of a difference unless we get a really long run here to the finish.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the tires aren't going to play too much of a factor here. But as you see, the 86 gets on the inside of Paul Nelson here into 1 and 2. He's at his quarter, but he's probably going to clear him here in 3.
Yeah, it looks like he clears him, and Don Runkle Jr. in the 00 takes an advantage of that. Little beat and then banging down the front stretch. Runkle still on the inside. Paul Nelson stays high in 16.
Single file.
Oh, Runkle wheel hops it into the corner. Keeps it off the 16, though.
Single file all the way through from 1st to 9th right now. Seems like the guys with tires really aren't going anywhere. The only thing they can do is drive in the corner a little bit further. They don't seem to get the run off the corner as much as I was anticipating with these new tires, because there is quite a bit of wheel spin on exit. But right now Anthony DeBarlo is just running great lap times, quicker than 2nd and 3rd right now, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to catch a pass.
Yeah, that 27 car running really strong. Opens up about a second gap. This is the biggest gap that we've seen all race for Anthony DeBarlo over the 33. So maybe saving his stuff a little bit earlier in the race now with 35 to go. Really starting to push it as he starts to catch lap traffic.
Thomas George just ran a 48 at 13.40. That's 2/10 quicker than anybody the last lap. Let's see if he can keep that up as he runs the quickest lap again. Not as quick, but still quicker than everybody else on the field right now.
Yeah, we see your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place cars packed up behind the number 22 of Alex Reno. Reno just trying to stay high and out of the way, finish this race, get a top 15 out of this night. See him stay really high there, very courteous to stay out of the way of those leaders. Same thing for the 14, moves well out of the way as Anthony DeBarro. Look at the gap Anthony has opened up, Nick. This is the largest lead that we've seen is Brandon Osborne on the inside of Ty Leclerc.
Door to door at the line, Osborne. Can he clear this move for second place? He doesn't. Ty Leclerc, he still gives him the bottom, but holding strong on the outside. But I'll tell you what, all that's doing is letting the 27 smile and pull away from the second place position.
Yeah, you can watch the times. Anthony DeBarro almost a full half a second faster as Thomas George shoves his nose in.
Wow, what a move by Thomas George. He tries to make it 3 wide. I don't know if that was intentional, but he set it in there, and that helps the 80 clear for second place, and Thomas George, P3. We get another late race restart here, and that's going to mix this up here. Let's see what can happen.
Yeah, a heck of a battle for the second, third, and fourth position now. As we see, we take a look back up front. Anthony DeBarro in the 27, well ahead of the pack. Almost 3 full seconds in front as there's Alex Reno. We get a little slip up as now Anthony DeBarro is getting into some of the faster lap traffic. Norm Pelletier, we've seen him battling up from before. Josh Cox up there in the top 10 most of this race. This is where the money is going to be made for Anthony DeBarro.
Important move right here. Norm Pelletier running 13th place. He was up in the top 5 for a while. Now goes a lap down.
Yeah, and every time Anthony has no trouble getting by these lap cars, it's only going to help him because the other guys behind him, the second, third, fourth place competitors, also will need to pass those and may have a little bit more trouble than Anthony has. The field knows that Anthony's Hall control machine very, very quick tonight.
Yeah, he's running great lap times even when they are single file, so he's just got to take his time getting through these lap cars here. As for Norm, who just got lapped, he's hoping that a caution comes out before the 27 gets to the 6 car. He's wheeling him in real quick here.
Yeah, let's go on board with Anthony DeBarro. Take a look from his visor cam, see what he's seeing. You see those lap cars up ahead of him. Anthony DeBarro gets it in there right on the white line, just barely tippity-tapping the rumble strips as he heads down the front stretch here at Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum Speedway. About a 3-second gap behind him. DeBarro just hoping these laps tick away as he approaches 20 laps to go. A couple lap cars in front of him. Listen to that throttle and brake control as he enters the corner. Controlling the wheel spin is key in these vehicles. High horsepower, lots of power to the rear axle, easy to spin. Anthony DeBarro is controlling it like a seasoned professional, 2-time and defending Super Showdown Series champion. Anthony DeBarro, a little bit of smoke ahead of him. Lap cars start to go high. You saw the 6 of Josh Cox go high. Don Runkle Jr., twitch.tv/Snoop Doggy Dong if you want to follow along with the 00 car.
As we were watching on board with Anthony DeBarro, John Borst, he gets on by Honda Longmire.
And
that
John,
86 into P6 here. We get one of more of these late race restarts, man. It's gonna get wild up here.
boy, very interesting there. Anthony DeBarro was forced to go high, lost a lot of time, almost 0.8 of a second to Brandon Osborne behind him. Don Runkle was committed to the inside. Made Anthony work his way around him, and that's what happens when you're the leader sometimes.
Yeah, Don's trying to stay on the lead lap. He doesn't have to move out of the way. That's how that's how racing is. Runkle wants that yellow. He wants to stay on the lead lap here, and he's hoping that DeBarro doesn't get by the 16 here before the yellow comes out. As I mentioned before, same with Norm. He just didn't want that car in front of you to go a lot of times, because then it knocks you out of the lucky dog position. As you see, Nelson gives him the room, and that puts Nelson as the lucky dog right now.
Gives him plenty of room. But let's take a look at the 80 car of Brandon Osborne. 5 lap cars in front of him, and they are not necessarily driving easy. You see a battle there between the 16 of Paul Nelson, the 00 Don Runkle, the 6 of Josh Cox. They're racing hard. That might open up a gap for Thomas George in the number 8 to get around the 80.
Thomas George wheeling in Brandon Osborne here for the second position as Anthony DeBarro around 3/10 quicker than the rest of the field. All the way up to 9th place. Only lead lap cars right now. I believe we get a late race yellow here. I don't think we're going to have anybody come down pit road.
No, too late in the game now with 10 laps to go. Anthony DeBarro has a 3-second lead on Brandon Osborne. Thomas George in 3rd, Tyler Clerk in 4th, and 5th place. You saw him hit a lot of stuff so far, but the 99 of Ricky Harden. 56 there, Dorn Pelletier. Very off the pace, just pulled off the track and into the pits. Looks like that Circle Jerks machine is done for the evening.
Unfortunate for the 56 machine. Tough break, running inside the top 5 earlier. Now out of the race with less than 10 laps to go.
Boy, one thing to watch, Nick. Look at those cars, just a couple car lengths ahead of Anthony DeBarro. You see the lap cars of the 22 and 14, but just ahead the 43, the 7, 74. Those are lead lap for position, 7th, 8th, and 9th. That could really open it up here in these last couple laps if Anthony catches them. As you see, a little bit of trouble there.
Almost got in the back of Alex Reno there. That could have been disastrous for the 27.
We got 5 laps to go now for Anthony DeBarro in the number 27, Anthony's Hall Control, Dizzy Motorsports Toyota Camry. 2.5 second lead. I think what Anthony wants to do is just settle in behind these guys. I don't think there's going to be enough of time for Brandon Osborne or Thomas George to catch him. So Anthony may just try to preserve the car, keep it nice and safe as we approach the finish of this race.
The closest battle we got going on right now is for 7th place. It's a 3-car battle. 2 Goon Motorsports cars, number 43 of Hondo Lawnmower and Chris Jabu in the 7 car. But then you have the Circle Jerks, number 74 there, trying to get by both of them as the leader, Anthony DeBarro, is catching them and put them lap down.
Yeah, a lot of action up there. Again, Anthony probably just wants to keep it safe here with 2 laps to go.
They're beating and banging here, and nobody's giving an inch. But the laps are winding down here quick as Anthony DeBarro is trying to close this one out.
And Anthony DeBarro now comes out of turn 4 to get the white flag here at Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. 2 Olympics, 2 Super Bowls, a World Series, college playoff championships, and a Pretend Racing Online Series win. Anthony DeBarro takes the checkered flag. Brandon Osborne in 2nd, Thomas George in 3rd, Tyler Clerk across the line in 4th, Ricky Harden rounds out their top 5.
What a race.
What a race that was. John Borst across the line in 6th place with those 4 fresh tires. Great comeback for John Borst. Honda Longmire in 7th, Chris Jabu in 8th, Daniel Walker in 9th position. 10th is Don Runkle Jr. Josh Cox in 11th. Paul Nelson finishes 12th spot. The 13th of Jared Michaud. 14th of Alex Reno. 15th, and this is where our unfortunate list comes in. Norm Pelletier, Reed Rundle, Aaron Beaver, Sean Ryan round out our field. And Anthony DeBarro in the number 27 machine. You see him doing burnouts. There he is. Anthony DeBarro, the Anthony's Hall Control Dizzy Motorsports Toyota Camry, doing the old Polish victory lap, reverse donuts around the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. As we watch him burn it down.
Well, top 3 drivers, Anthony DeBarro, Brandon Osborne, and Thomas George. Let's get a word with 3rd place driver, Thomas George. Hey, Thomas, this is Nick and Nick up in the Hot Shoot TV booth. You got a copy?
I do.
175 laps, a lot of beating and banging, a lot of bent fenders and hurt feeling. But how are you feeling, Thomas George, finishing 3rd place tonight?
Very tired.
Yeah, it seemed like a physically demanding race out there tonight, and not even just physically, mentally. It seemed like a tough race just watching up here in the booth. Did it feel that way to you?
Yeah, because the right rear kept cussing me out as I kept gassing it up and saying F you, F you, F you like crazy. So, and I'm telling it to shut up as I'm like, look, man, we got to do this in order to try and keep pace. And fortunately, we were able to be fast enough to finish third. The caution had come out. I think I might have had something for Ant, but it just never came. And it is what it is. It's, I think, 3 top threes in a row or 4 top threes. I've lost count now. So good points day, good night overall. And I apologize to Reno on that one for spinning him out. Wasn't intentional, but that's how this is. Just just short track racing.
Yeah, contact's going to happen here at short tracks, but more importantly, it looks like the number 8 Steel Horse Racing Chevrolet is probably going to be the points leader after a bad night for Reed Rundell getting taken out early on in this event with some suspension damage. You win the Fantasy Showdown, and you take the points lead here. As we head into the off week, you get to celebrate that for an extra week as we head to Milwaukee. How you feeling about having the points lead and going into Milwaukee?
I mean, having the points lead is always good. It shows you who's his best right now, even if I don't have the wins to back it up. No, it feels good to be in the points lead. Show these guys like, hey, I'm not just some idiot. I'm at least an idiot that's good on the track. And Milwaukee, I haven't raced there in probably 2 or 3 years, so it's gonna be a learning curve for me again to figure out how to race that track again. But Milwaukee's always a fun little venue, and they need to go back there more often. For some reason, I love the entrance to pit road there. I don't know what it is about it, but it's so weird. I love it.
Yeah, it's a very unique track, and